Every once in a while, I find a story that makes me check the date just to make sure it isn't April Fool's. This was one of them. A robot that melts into liquid, slides through a tiny opening, then turns back into a solid machine. Seriously? That sounds like something Hollywood would dream up. But it's real. The first video I watched honestly made me rewind it. I thought there had to be some kind of editing trick. There wasn't. Researchers actually built a tiny robot using a material based on gallium, a metal that's solid at room temperature but melts at relatively low temperatures. Now here's where it gets interesting. The robot isn't constantly melting on its own. Scientists use magnetic fields to heat it just enough for it to soften and flow through small spaces. Once it gets to the other side, they cool it back down. And just like that, it's solid again. The first question I had was, why would anyone want that? Turns out, there are a lot of reasons. Picture a rescue robot trapped behind collapsed concrete after an earthquake. Instead of trying to smash through the debris, what if it simply flowed through a narrow crack? Or think about manufacturing. Some machines are almost impossible to repair because you can't physically reach the broken part. A robot that can temporarily change shape could reach places traditional robots never could. Researchers have even suggested future medical applications. Not for giant puddles of metal swimming through people. Don't worry. But tiny versions designed to navigate spaces that are incredibly difficult to access. Now, before the internet starts calling this the real-life Terminator, let's slow down. This isn't a shape-shifting killer robot. The demonstrations you've probably seen are small laboratory prototypes. They move slowly. They require carefully controlled conditions. And scientists are still figuring out how to make the technology stronger, faster, and more practical. But here's what kept me thinking long after I finished reading. For decades, robots have been limited by one simple rule. Solid things stay solid. This research throws that rule out the window, because maybe the future isn't about building stronger robots. Maybe it's about building robots that don't have to stay the same shape in the first place. Honestly, that's a much stranger future than I expected.